Hello and welcome to a new video by me, Charles the 10. Today we are going to be talking about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and my review of the game. Now it's the third major first-person shooter that has been released recently. First there was Battlefield 1, then a week later there was Titanfall 2, and then a week after that there was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I have played and reviewed Battlefield 1. You can go watch that on this channel right here, Charles the 10. And I gave that a 8, I believe. Yeah, an 8 out of 10. And I thoroughly enjoyed that game. Now, in that video, I did mention that I should be getting Infinite Warfare, and I did. I bought the Legacy Edition, so it also came with Modern Warfare Remastered. But I'm going to do a separate review for that if I get round to it, if I have the time, because I've had some spare time recently, so I thought I'll do this review as well, get it out there before sort of the small channels have done more reviews, because I've only seen some major channels do reviews for Infinite Warfare. So I thought, right, I'll film some clips. These are all clips that I filmed from my PS4, which I played it on. At the moment you can see there are no spoilers in this video whatsoever. I'm not going to talk about spoilers because, yeah, I hate them anyway. This is literally the opening mission from the campaign. I'm about to die in this clip because I wanted to see what would happen if I didn't use my landing. I'm also playing this on Veteran in this gameplay because I played it on regular my first playthrough, but now I'm doing Veteran. But yeah, anyway, to the video. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the campaign, which is at the moment. Then I'm going to also talk about multiplayer and then zombies. All three of these aspects of the game are fantastic. They're all great aspects of the game, in my opinion. I know some people will easily disagree. So yeah, start off with the campaign. I thoroughly enjoyed the campaign. This is my second ever COD I've owned. I have played through Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, 2, around friends and stuff, and played multiplayer and things. So I know about other CODs, but the first one I bought was Black Ops 3, and I never actually completed the campaign for that because it was awful. It was just boring. There was no reason for me to go and play it other than trophies, and I wasn't that bothered. So I think I played like 2 missions of that, and I just played multiplayer and zombies because that was way more fun. And that was sort of the selling point of that game. Now, when Infinite Warfare was revealed, I think you'll all know the hashtag. What was it? The COD, whatever it was, RipCOD, hashtag RipCOD or whatever. And yeah, everyone knows about that and how it's the most disliked trailer up until Ghostbusters. I can't remember. Anyway, everyone was panning it. And when I saw that trailer, I actually thought it looked quite cool. And the reason why I thought it looked cool is because I've only played one game that was set in the future for COD, and that's obviously Black Ops 3. Other people have played Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Ghost is sort of set in the future, and now this. And Battlefield 1, I believe, had already been revealed, and everyone was pretty excited for that because it was going back to its roots, and it was going back to World War I. And people liked the idea of that. They didn't want it to go even more futuristic. People just didn't want that anymore. And when they saw Infinite Warfare, it was the perfect opportunity for everyone to hate on the game for no reason. It's a great game. I'm going to say that out there. The single player is apparently the best COD. I can judge it off the ones I've played. It's definitely better than Black Ops 3, single player and overall, and it's better than the other campaigns I've played when I've been around friends and things. It's very different to a COD campaign. It plays like COD, but the story is more of a sci-fi thriller than it is a COD war game, and I think that's why I personally enjoy it, because I like sci-fi stuff. But it just does a really good job. The voice acting is really good. The writing is fun. Just overall, the single player is a great addition, and it shouldn't be missed. I think a lot of people are going to buy this game and think, I'll play a bit of the multiplayer because it's the same as Black Ops, and I might play some zombies. Don't miss the campaign. It's the best part of the entire game. It took me roughly about 5 hours to complete from the main and side missions. So the way it works is you've got sort of a Mass Effect type world thing where you're on your ship and you pick which missions you want to do. Now the side missions are actually basically main missions, but they've cut them off, and the only thing that's different is they don't have cutscenes. So I have a feeling that's kind of what they were. They were main missions, and they decided to split them off to make it look bigger than it is. If you were to do just the main missions, it'd probably only take about 2 hours on regular difficulty. So yeah, it's an okay length for a campaign. I mean, I bought the game, but I traded in a ton of stuff at game a while back, so I was like, well, I'll just get the Legacy Edition. So for me, I'd say this game. I don't know if it's worth the money, purely on the campaign anyway. So yeah, but the story's pretty good. Obviously, as you may know, the Kit Harington, who plays Jon Snow in Game of Thrones, plays the villain in the game, and he does a pretty good job. But he's not in the game all that much. He's in a few cutscenes and things, and he's only in one part where he's actually in the game whilst you're playing it. And that's, yeah, it's a bit disappointing. They could have done more with him, but again, I'm not that bothered. So he's kind of like they had Kevin Spacey in Advanced Warfare. He's that kind of character. He's the famous person they've got for this game. So yeah, he does a pretty good job. And then you mainly play as a character called Reyes. You're not playing as him in this scene. This is sort of like a prologue. You're playing some other soldiers. But Captain Reyes and Salter are probably the two main characters. Salter I found quite frustrating. Sometimes her character is a bit frustrating because she disagrees with you a lot. I don't know if that's meant to be, but I just found her annoying. But the standout character in the entire game is actually a robot. He's not a person, called Ethan, although I think he's actually called Metal One. But he is the hands down the best character in the game. He's got some really funny lines. He's just kind of that guy that everyone likes. Except for the Marines, they don't like him because he's a robot, sort of like racism kind of thing between humans and robots. But I thought he was a great character. He's sort of like Cade Six in Destiny, if you know who that is, who was really good in Taken King, had some funny lines. So I think he's kind of the appealing character. Like everyone will like him no matter what. But overall, I think I'd rate the single player probably an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great story. The characters are great, but it does fall short on the length. The length is just very short. But then another thing, the COD campaigns are never really long. But yeah, so I think that's about it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to wrap up the single player. So yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. So now, moving on to multiplayer. So the multiplayer has got a lot of mixed reception as far as I know. I am in the minority saying it's actually a good multiplayer. But I think the main sort of problem that people are having is it's the exact same as Black Ops 3. Some people may take offense to that. Some people may agree. I know it's the exact same as Black Ops 3. I will happily say it is the exact same, except you have a few new animations. The weapons are all different. The weapons are completely different in this game. That is probably the only thing that really has changed. The specialists have been replaced with combat rigs, which I would say more interesting than specialists because there's actually more of them. Because there's 6 rigs, I believe, but then there's 3 sort of abilities for each one that you can choose from. That you've got plenty of weapons and perks and things, but overall the multiplayer feels very similar. The maps seem to be a lot bigger. I'm not too sure how I feel about the maps. I have not played on all the maps, but from the ones I have played, like this one here, this one especially just felt a bit too big, and I don't know why. There were quite a few areas where I was going and there was just no one around. But I think the design is cool. It's just a bit big for what it is. I think that might be because you've got all the wall running, which is the same from Black Ops 3. But I really don't know. But yeah, I think the problem people are going to have with the multiplayer is they're saying it's bad because it's the same. That doesn't make it bad. I thought Black Ops 3's multiplayer was great. I found it really fun. But I think the problem people are having is they're mixing up the words bad and the same. And so when for some reason people are thinking, oh, it's the exact same multiplayer, so it's automatically bad. That's not true. I'd say it's a refined version of Black Ops 3's multiplayer, and it's better and it's just a bit more interesting. But by no means is it a bad multiplayer. I know this isn't the multiplayer I'm going to be playing lots. If anything, it's Battlefield 1 and Modern Warfare Remastered. They're just a bit more fun. I just enjoy them a bit more. I actually found this more difficult to play than Black Ops 3. As you'll see, I died quite a few times. This is probably one of my better matches. But I'm not the best COD player anyway. I'm not great at first-person shooters. I just enjoy them. But I think the multiplayer still does a good job of keeping players interested if they want to just play Infinite Warfare and didn't buy the Legacy Edition, which a lot of people will have not bought the Legacy Edition because of the price. But overall, I'd say the multiplayer is still a good addition, but I think I'd probably give it a 7 because it does have its problems, like with the maps. It is similar to Black Ops 3, and it's not a go-to multiplayer for me. It's fun, but it's just too similar to last year that it's making me want to go, oh yeah, I've got to play this multiplayer for a couple of hours every day or something. It's just not making me want to do that like Battlefield 1 or Modern Warfare Remastered is. So in that case, I'd give the multiplayer a 7 out of 10 for that area of the game. And then that leaves us with one more section for the game, which is kind of a sleeper hit, I believe. No one really expected it. I thought it looked quite good, but that is Zombies in Spaceland. The new mode, well, I say new mode, it's zombies, but it's a new thing. They've never done it in Infinity Ward's games. They had Extinction in Ghost, but that, I don't know, really, I haven't played that, but I hear that's very different. But this, I actually found really good. It's one of the best zombies maps I have played. The first time I really played Zombies lots was with Black Ops 3, the one I had. I bought the season pass and played a lot of Der Eisendrache. I believe the first DLC map that came with the season pass, not the giant or anything. And that was this is a really good map. It's a lot better than some of the maps like Shadows of Evil and what was the other one? I can't even remember. That's the second or third map. I can't remember where you're in the swampy thing. That was rubbish. But this, I actually really enjoy this. I think it's a great mode, and I think people were surprised. They thought it was going to be crap, and I don't know why people assumed it. I don't know if it's because of the setting, because the story isn't as serious. I mean, it's never really serious, but they try to keep it as serious as they can. This is just stupid. Like some actors are hired by this famous director, and no one knows how he kind of makes his film so realistic. It turns out he basically summons like demons and stuff and all weird stuff and sucks them into his movie. So you're playing as the 4 actors who have been sucked into this Zombies in Spaceland movie. They're all zombie maps, so I presume he's just going to do zombie movies. Maybe there's other stuff. I really don't know. I know they're doing a map with each pack like they usually do. But it looks, I just love this. It was really fun. I've probably played about 2 to 3 hours of it. I'm level 5, I believe, in zombies, and I've just been really enjoying my time with it. People haven't even worked out all the Easter eggs yet, which is surprising considering it's been out for nearly a week and people still haven't done it. But it's just a really fun zombies mode. The zombies have got funny animations, like he just fell over the wall and stuff. Like it's just silly, and I think that's what makes it work. I think that's how it should be. They shouldn't be trying to make it serious. It should just be silly, fun to play with friends. I think that's one problem I'm gonna say I've had with this game, especially with zombies. I haven't been able to play with friends. I don't know what it is. We managed to play it on Saturday, the day after release. It was fine. We could connect to each other's games, and we played it and sucked because we didn't know what we were doing. I still don't really know what I'm doing. But the problem we had is every time we tried to connect with each other's games, same with multiplayer as well. It just said cannot connect status Bamberger or something, and we were like, what? And we looked it up and nothing came up for it, and we were really confused. But today I had another look and more people are saying it, so I don't know what it is. Some people said it's your NAT type or someone's internet is better than the others, but that's not true because it's happening to both of us. So I really don't know what's happening there. It's really, really strange. So I hope they fix that so I can play it with friends, because at the moment I've had to play it like this one solo, and I've been playing with randoms, which isn't as fun. So I really hope they fix that. So I'm gonna have to down it a score for that. But I think the zombies mode is definitely a great addition. You shouldn't miss it at all. It's a lot of fun. It's some of the best fun I've had in zombies since the Eisendrache. It is the best fun I've had for zombies. So I would recommend that you play this if you do get Infinite Warfare, and I'm gonna give it an 8. It would have been a 9, but because of the whole connection problems I've been having, I'm gonna give it 8. So overall, I think this is a great addition to the COD series. I really do. I think some of the reviews have got it really spot on. People need to realize that it's not all about, like Activision have said, like they're not bothered about the negativity, and that's because they knew they had a good game. Like, it's not a bad game in the slightest. It's better than, I'd say it's better than Black Ops 3, which I enjoyed. And a lot of people enjoyed as well. And I think the problem is people are just tired of the future, and I think they will change that. But for the moment, this is a great game to pick up if you like COD. I don't know whether you should pick it up instead of Battlefield 1. I really don't know, but um, it's it's a tough one, really, because I wouldn't compare this to Battlefield 1. I feel they're very different games this year. If you're going to compare it to anything, it would be Titanfall 2, because they're both sort of jump around, gliding shooters, whereas Battlefield 1 is very different this year, and I'd say it's kind of stupid to compare them, because they are, even though they're both first-person shooters and multiplayer, they are very different. But yeah, I think overall I'm gonna give this 7.5. Yeah, I don't usually do halves, but I don't want to give it an 8 because of the multiplayer just is average, but I don't want to give it an average because I enjoyed the campaign and I enjoyed the zombies, so it's gonna be a 7.5. I'd say this is above average game. This is well worth getting. But for now, that was it for my review of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.